Oh my gosh, you are not going to believe the absolute bombshell that just dropped about Cardi B and Offset. Just when we thought we finally had a handle on all their relationship drama, something completely mind-blowing has surfaced that's turning everything we thought we knew upside down. Here's the piping hot tea. There are shocking rumors circulating that Cardi actually went and got plastic surgery in a desperate attempt to keep Offset from straying. I know, it sounds absolutely wild, but trust me, this story gets even crazier. We've all been watching how Offset has been absolutely losing his mind over Cardi moving on with Stefon Diggs, right? He's been acting like a man possessed, posting cryptic messages, throwing shade left and right, and basically making it his full-time job to let everyone know he's not okay with this situation. But hold on to your seats because here comes the plot twist. Sources close to the situation are saying that Cardi might have just been using Stefon as a pawn in her game to make Offset jealous. And if you think that's juicy, just wait until you hear what comes next. There are now reports flooding in that she went under the knife after having her third child, and this is where things get really messy. The surgery apparently went horribly wrong. Word on the street is that it got completely botched, leaving her with results that were far from what she was hoping for. The whole situation is turning into a complete nightmare, and the drama is just getting started. Now let me spill even more tea about this increasingly complicated situation. You know how Cardi's been walking around acting all unbothered since she filed for divorce last year? Posting those thirst traps on Instagram, going out partying, living her best life? Well, fans are now convinced it's all just an elaborate act because deep down, she still wants Offset back. And honestly, I wouldn't be even a little bit shocked considering this isn't her first rodeo. She's filed for divorce twice before and ended up taking him back both times. Remember when she practically begged us all to stay out of her business, claiming he was her baby daddy and she didn't want to go through the hassle of starting fresh with someone new? She was all, mind your business, and you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Well, guess what? History might just be repeating itself. Sure, right now it looks like she's standing on business and living her absolute best life, but didn't it look exactly the same way the first two times this whole divorce drama played out? That's exactly why fans are convinced that everything she's been doing, from the wild partying to hanging out with Stefon Diggs and even spending Valentine's Day together, is all part of some elaborate master plan to make Offset regret everything and come crawling back on his hands and knees. But hold on to your wigs, because there's so much more to this story. The internet is absolutely exploding with theories about how Cardi supposedly got secret work done after having the baby. Everyone's talking about how different her body looks now, and unfortunately, not in the way she probably hoped when she went under the knife. Like, she recently posted this picture with a caption saying, "I don't understand how I'm losing weight everywhere but my face," which got people talking. And then there was this video of her twerking at a Super Bowl party that had absolutely everyone's group chats blowing up. The reactions from fans have been absolutely brutal. Social media has been on fire with comments about her new look, and one fan in particular went completely off on Twitter saying, "The fact Cardi B really did that to her body is pissing me off, like y'all gotta start loving yourselves, ladies. No way she should have eat her ish up like that, and she really thinks that ish look good too. Shaking my head, it don't Cardi you still be a little bit, but you blew it." Now here's where this story takes an interesting turn that not everyone might know about. If you've been following Cardi's journey from the beginning, you know she's always been incredibly open about her history with plastic surgery. And trust me, there's been plenty of it. But what many people don't realize is that when she first started getting work done, it wasn't just about wanting to look better for the sake of vanity. It was about something much deeper and more personal. In the neighborhood where Cardi grew up, having curves wasn't just something nice to have. It was practically a requirement for social acceptance. Women with fuller figures, big butts, and larger chests were considered the absolute definition of beauty. Poor Cardi was extremely skinny back then, and she felt like she stuck out in all the wrong ways. She's been incredibly vulnerable in interviews when talking about feeling like the odd one out, like she was the only girl in her entire social circle who didn't have those curves that everyone seemed to worship.
They're like, they praise thick girls, they praise they praise thighs, they praise all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's hard to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna walk around my flat ass. No, some of y'all happy with it, and that's great, but that just wasn't me when I was young. So
The story of Cardi's journey with plastic surgery really kicks into high gear when she started working as an exotic dancer. And let me tell you, she's never once tried to hide or shy away from this part of her past. In fact, she's actually expressed genuine gratitude for how that chapter of her life helped her survive. But let me paint you a picture of what it was really like for her in those early days. It wasn't all glitter, glamour, and dollar bills raining from the sky, being naturally skinny in the club scene. That was about as helpful as bringing a knife to a gunfight. The dancers who were really making the serious money were the ones with those full, curvy figures that had customers throwing their whole wallets at them. And our girl Cardi? She just wasn't blessed with that kind of build naturally. Can you imagine how devastating that must have been? It just poured gasoline on the fire of her already fragile self-esteem. So what did our resourceful queen do? She started saving up every single dollar she could get her hands on. And by the time she hit 18, she had scraped together enough money for her very first procedure, breast augmentation. For a while, she was absolutely feeling herself. She finally had a taste of that confidence she'd been desperately missing. But here's the thing about plastic surgery that nobody warns you about. It's like opening Pandora's box. Once you start, it's nearly impossible to stop. Between her deep-rooted insecurities and working in an industry where your looks literally determined whether you could pay your rent that month, it wasn't long before she started thinking about getting more work done. Even with her new enhanced assets up top, she was still making significantly less money than the dancers with fuller figures. The main issue? She still had a flat butt, and in her line of work, that was basically like leaving stacks of money just sitting on the table.
and everything, like, I had the bomb tattoos, I had a 6-pack, I could do a whole split, everything, but not split, but I could do crazy pole tricks, all that but I was missing some and
But wait, because this story takes an even more dramatic turn. While all this was happening, Cardi was dealing with some serious relationship drama too. Her boyfriend at the time decided to cheat on her with a girl who, you're not going to believe this, had a bigger butt. Can you even imagine the emotional damage that caused? She was already struggling with intense insecurities about her body, and then this happens. It's no wonder she convinced herself that surgery was the only answer to all her problems. Now, here's where things get really scary and dangerous. As a 20-year-old struggling to make it in New York, she couldn't afford to go to a licensed plastic surgeon, and since she was naturally so skinny, she didn't even have enough body fat for a proper transfer. So what did she do? She made a decision that could have ended tragically. She went to this woman named Donna Francis, who was performing underground silicone shots. For just $800, Cardi got injections in both her butt and thighs, thinking this would finally give her the curves she'd been dreaming about since she was a teenager. And let me tell you about this Donna Francis character. She's infamous for all the wrong reasons. Her illegal silicone business eventually came crashing down in the most horrific way possible after one of her patients actually died during a procedure. She ended up behind bars where she belonged. Looking back now, Cardi freely admits she took an absolutely massive risk with her life, but at the time, she was willing to do literally anything to get the body she thought she needed to succeed. Thank goodness Cardi managed to survive without any major complications, but that doesn't mean it was a walk in the park. In a shocking interview with GQ magazine, she spilled all the tea about the horrific aftermath. She said, "They don't numb your butt with anything. It was the craziest pain ever. I felt like I was going to pass out. I felt a little dizzy, and it leaks like for 5 days after." Can you imagine going through something that traumatic just to feel beautiful? After that terrifying experience, Cardi actually took a break from surgeries because she finally had the body she wanted, at least for a couple of years. But in 2019, after having baby culture, she went right back under the knife for another boob job and liposuction to lose the pregnancy weight. But here's the thing that really shows how crazy the pressure to bounce back can be. Miss Thing was so caught up in being one of the biggest female rappers in the game that she didn't even give herself proper time to heal. She kept performing night after night until her doctors literally had to force her to take a break. She even posted these absolutely shocking pictures of her swollen feet from the lipo. And let me tell you, it was not a pretty sight. This seemed to finally scare her straight because she swore off surgery, telling her fans, "I've been working out for the past couple of weeks because I ain't getting surgery again." For a while, it seemed like she was actually going to stick to her guns. When she decided she wanted to tweak her nose, she tried to take the safer route with fillers instead of going under the knife. But that ended up being a complete disaster. The fillers made her nose look weird, so she ended up getting a full rhinoplasty anyway. Then, after having her son wave in 2021, she was totally open with her fans about wanting a tummy tuck to deal with all the loose skin around her stomach.
Sometimes I like my baby poster body, and sometimes I don't like it because I feel like my thighs got a little bit saggier and my stomach. I think I need a tummy tuck, but I don't want to like cut myself from here to here. But I'll be more snatched like this. See? Oh, I want to be like this. But I just don't like this extra little skin, and it's not. I am a little, I'm a little heavier than usual, but I don't like it. I want to get rid of it. Like, I think wavy, like, did me wrong. So I cannot wait to put out this song and do more things so I could get the fuck out and do my fucking surgery. I'm over it. Me and surgery goes together bad.
But honey, it wasn't the tummy tuck that had everyone's jaws on the floor. People couldn't stop commenting on how her butt looked significantly bigger in this video she posted last year. Everyone and their mother was saying she must have gotten more shots or something because the proportion between her tiny waist and big back was looking kind of, well, let's just say it was giving people questions. And now these rumors are popping up again with a vengeance. People are saying she got even more work done, but this time it didn't turn out anything like what she was hoping for. And guess who's being messy and throwing major shade about the whole situation? Offset. Right when everyone was talking about Cardi's supposed botched surgery, he had the audacity to post a picture of a woman with post-surgical gauze on her face. You know, the kind you get when you're recovering from plastic surgery? The timing couldn't have been more obvious if he tried. The fans immediately caught the shade he was throwing at Cardi's reported botched body situation, and the internet has been absolutely on fire ever since. But here's what I really want to know, and I'm sure you're all wondering the same thing. Do you think Cardi's really dealing with a botched surgery situation? Or are the fans just doing way too much with their speculation? And what about Offset being messy on social media? Is he just being petty and trying to hurt her? Or does he actually know something about what's really going on that we don't? This whole situation is giving us more questions than answers, and I have a feeling we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I need to know what you all think about this mess. And don't forget to check out this next video, because trust me, with these two, this drama is far from over. It's probably just getting started. And there you have it, folks. The complete, unfiltered story of Cardi B's plastic surgery journey and all the latest drama surrounding it. From her early days of trying to fit in, to becoming one of the biggest stars in the world, to this latest chapter with Offset throwing shade, it's been a wild ride, and something tells me we haven't seen the last of this story yet.